Revelation 3450. From the 27th of February 1945. Free will. Fatherly love. I do not command man's will but leave him his freedom. Yet I will call and draw my living creations as long as they walk the earth as human beings, in order to gain their will for eternity. And thus it is up to the human being himself whether he voluntarily comes to me and does not need my gentle pressure, or whether he complies with the gentle pressure or resists, so that I have to guide and direct him more tangibly towards me. It is up to him himself which relationship he establishes with me, whether he now feels my gentle fatherly hand or I have to intervene educationally in harshness and severity. Only love for my creatures ever determines me to touch them as they need it in order not to get lost forever. Yet they themselves will feel little of my love as soon as they still resist me and thereby force me to use means in which they do not see fatherly love. And yet it is love. And every kindness towards them, every granting of earthly requests for the body's well-being would be unkindness on my part because it would ruin the souls. The earthly life passes quickly and every day shall be used for the soul's maturing. And therefore the human being's free will must become active. But they usually use it wrongly. They don't turn this will towards me but towards the world, which is my adversary's kingdom. But I do not force the will. And thus I have to show people the transience of the world. I have to deprive them of earthly pleasures in order to show them how wrongly the will is directed. I must set another goal before their eyes. I must make imperishable wealth accessible to them so that their will strive towards it and thus towards me myself, who can give them imperishable wealth, spiritual goods, if they desire them. And therefore earthly matter must approach dissolution. People must separate themselves from it in order to more easily recognize and desire spiritual goods. Thus I must try to change their will so that it will strive towards me in fullest freedom, as is the human being's goal on earth. And the more desirously the human being's heart clings to matter, the more painfully my loving Father's hand will strike him, which will take from him in order to give far better things back to him if he is willing to accept my gift. Yet the apparent disaster which befalls people is a help for their souls, which now have to part with what they don't voluntarily give away. I painfully intervene in people's lives but only in order to save their souls, that they should recognize how worthless earthly matter is, that they should look for more valuable goods which they will find more easily if they are not bound by earthly things. For my love recognizes the right means and applies them. Yet it is always left up to people whether they make use of my love, whether they want to let themselves be guided by my hand which safely leads them towards their goal. For I certainly direct their will but I do not force it. The human being's will is free because without freedom of will he can never become perfect. Amen.